cube. Mixed. 1 second. Solved. Don't get ahead of me. As I said, this is a trick that can only be done on TV. Some of you may have seen me do this trick on TV, and you're thinking, I remember seeing that trick. I don't remember being this disappointed. That's because if you saw me do this trick on TV, you don't remember seeing that cheap green folder. It was there, you just didn't see it. That's because with this very specific shade of green, this green folder was able to be used as a green screen. Now, on TV, a green screen can be digitally replaced with anything, which is why it's one of the unwritten rules of Fool Us that you can't use a green screen in your act, because I could just replace it with anything I wanted. Solve cube, mix cube, Fool Us trophy. Or I could replace it with nothing, make it look like the table is empty. And that looks great when it's me and a TV camera. Not quite as effective when it's me, a TV camera, and a live Las Vegas audience. Because all of you see that green screen, so you assume that behind it, there must be a mixed-up cube. Which there is. And if you assume there's a mixed-up cube, you probably assume that all I'm doing is just switching cubes behind the screen. But that's not what I'm doing. I'm not switching cubes. Switching cubes isn't that practical anyway, because of what you see here, a solved cube and a mixed cube, you can only do the trick one time. The solved cube would start behind, the mixed cube would start out front. You can mix it more if you want, doesn't matter. It's never going to get solved. Then you'd put the mixed cube behind, you would make the switch, bring out the solved cube, and the trick would be over. Because if you're switching cubes, you can't mix the solved cube. But like I said, I'm not switching cubes. So what if I did mix up the solved cube? And what if I did the trick again? You see, a lot of you were really fooled for about 1 second. Because 1 second is all it took for most of you in this room to think, okay, he's using a third cube. All right, fine. But what if I did the trick again? You see, at this point, you're not thinking he's got a fourth cube. You're thinking, how many cubes does this fool have? And if I was switching cubes, it'd be a lot. Because I'd want to do the trick over and over again. The problem is I wouldn't actually be solving any cubes. I would always be switching for a solved cube. So doing the trick over and over again just ends up being a domino effect. This cube gets switched for cube 1, then cube 1 gets switched for cube 2 for cube 3, and so on. So at this point, you're not even impressed by the trick anymore. You're more impressed by my organizational skills. But you might be thinking, if I'm not switching cubes, can I do the trick without the green screen? Well, yeah. What is the easiest way to solve a cube on TV quickly without using a green screen? It's pretty simple. Just make yourself a green cube. Works the same way as a green screen. Every sticker is green, so you just digitally replace the stickers with anything you want. Solved cube, mixed cube, Fool Us trophy. 2 problems. Number 1, same live Las Vegas audience. And number 2, I'm guessing it's one of the unwritten rules of Fool Us that you can't use a green cube in your act. My problem is I can't solve a normal cube quickly without hiding it. So if I can't use the green screen, I have to use something else. I could use my coat, but this doesn't prove that I'm not switching cubes. It may prove that I'm some weirdo that likes to hide cubes all over my body. I want you to forget all that. Just for a second, I want all of you to put yourself in Penn and Teller's place. If this really is a normal cube, and I'm not switching, then what is happening behind this green folder right now that allows me to do this? Well, obviously I can't tell you, but I can tell you I'm not switching cubes.